Hi, I'm Michael Folks, and thank you for taking a minute to look at this preview of Chapter 1 from the new documentary film series, The History of Sport Fishing. 4 years in the making, this series captures the very essence of sport fishing and represents the best in all of us, while honoring the pioneers that transformed what was once an act of survival into the sport that it is today, enjoyed by millions around the world.
When man first fished for sport is purely speculative, but certainly predates any written history. This is The History of Sport Fishing. Chapter 1. The Bite. Man has fished since the beginning of time. Ancient cave drawings, dating back 40,000 years, show prehistoric man fishing for food. When man first dipped a line for the sheer joy of hooking a fish, certainly predates any written history. There are many remarkable examples in history of how a fish species can become intricately woven into the cultural, financial, and environmental health of a place and its people. Perhaps none more so than the salmon. For thousands of years, the salmon sustained entire tribes along the west coast, from Mexico to Alaska. And for the tribes of the Northwest, their connection runs far deeper into the realm of the spiritual. Salmon are an anadromous species, spending their first year in fresh water and then migrating into the ocean before returning back to their birthplace, where they spawn and die. Their physical strength, beauty, natural cycles of life and death, while being a source of life for so many people, are just some of the many reasons they are so revered by Native Americans and anglers worldwide. These are the roots from which the sport of fishing was born. Fishing has woven itself into the very fabric of America's soul. Fishing doesn't merely recall a simpler America or a better America. It is America. Fishing reflects this country's essence in its purest and represents the best in all of us. Passed down from generation to generation, fishing is as much a part of America's pastime as baseball, football, apple pie, and the 4th of July. Adventurous East Coast anglers started fishing striped bass in the early 1840s, which increased in popularity following the Civil War. These bigger fish caused the development of larger, top-mounted reel designs, allowing anglers for the first time to cast considerable distances into the surf with a heavier line for large striped bass. The striped bass was arguably the most formidable opponent anglers had ever attempted to do battle with. Genio C. Scott proclaimed in his book, Fishing in American Waters, published in 1869, that casting bait for striped bass constitutes the highest branch of American angling. The method is eminently American and characteristic of the modern angler by its energy and style, and the exercise and activity necessary for success. In no small part, due to the limitations and lack of faith in the tackle, it was a common belief that taking any fish over 100 pounds was simply an impossible task. With the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, the American landscape was rapidly changing as thousands of people migrated west. 3,000 miles from Florida, on the other side of the continent, in the water surrounding a little-known island off the coast of Southern California, called Catalina. Dr. Charles Frederick Holder, Colonel Clinton P. Morehouse, and Mr. Gear Campbell were cautiously venturing forth from the beaches of Avalon in small wooden skiffs with hickory poles, linen line, and primitive reels, trying to catch the mighty leaping tuna or bluefin that were abundant in the crystal clear dark blue waters. And for the most part, they were having no success. Hooking fish wasn't an issue. Their failures were due in no small part to their inadequate tackle. Dr. Holder was a prolific writer, renowned zoologist, outdoorsman, and a collector for both the Museums of Natural History and the Smithsonian. He became enamored with Catalina ever since first laying eyes on the island in 1889. Dr. Holder wrote he was astonished by the abundance of marine life thriving in this pristine body of water, later calling it an angler's paradise, and describing how the leaping tuna would turn the water white as far as the eye could see from Long Point to the east end, foaming on massive schools of bait. Up until this point, the most effective drag mechanism at the angler's disposal were simple strips of leather called thumb drags, attached to the reel's rear spacer bar, which the angler would press against the outgoing line and attempt to slow down the fish. A cry went out across the nation for manufacturers to build bigger, stronger, higher quality saltwater reels. Edward von Hoff, son of the accomplished reel maker Frederick, and his brother Jules, emerged as the most innovative and popular reel makers during the time, building the first ever 9/0 size reel.
Okay, that's just a little sampling of what you're going to get to see in Chapter 1. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Please click on the link below to sign up and watch the entire series. A generous portion of your membership fees are being donated to conservation efforts across the country and around the world. Become a part of the history of sport fishing as we pay tribute to the men and women who transformed it from an act of survival into the sport that it is today. And remember, take what you can use what you take, and release the rest. We all share one planet, one ocean, and we have only one chance. So let's get it right. Do your part, make a difference. Take a kid fishing and practice CPR. Catch, photograph, and release. I'm Michael Folks. Thanks for watching.